Welcome to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. I'm your host, Mari Reisberg. Over the past several years, I've combined my degrees in acting and somatic psychology to share my sustaining creativity techniques with performers. And now I've decided to share it with a bigger audience that includes you. I believe we are all creative, and this podcast is all about that. I'll be interviewing people from all backgrounds, ages, and creativity experiences to share just how creative we all are. Today, I'll be chatting with Bill Heinrich, coach and author. Please enjoy Bill Heinrich. Welcome to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. Today, I'm here with Bill Heinrich, coach, and he shows people how to live their life purpose. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much for having me, Maria. I'm really glad to be here.
I'm excited to have a conversation with you about creativity and how you help people live their life purpose. But before we get into all of the nitty-gritty pieces, if you wouldn't mind just letting our listeners know a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
I am Bill Heinrich. My company is True Life Purpose Now. True Life Purpose Now. I'm the author of 3 different books. The main one being The 7 Levels of Truth, A Direct Path to Your Life Purpose. That's on Amazon. I have a coaching business, work with clients all around the world. Call myself a business coach, but really work with everybody and show them how to live with extreme happiness.
That's amazing.
No, what's amazing is I give a 100% success guarantee.
That is also amazing. So tell us a little bit, like, how did you find yourself in this world of showing people how to live their life purpose?
It just happened. Really, it's a bit of a long story, but I walked away from my life over 30 years ago because I was miserable. I didn't work for 2 years. I was on a quest to find out why I was miserable. Started putting information together along this path of 30 years, picked up a lot of different information, found the key, cracked the code, and far more in tune with my non-physical resources, my intuition and my ability to communicate with higher wisdom than you can find here on earth. So, and this is what I teach people how to do. It's interesting when you understand who you are and you understand your purpose. You don't need a business coach. You know what to do. You know what it is. And there's just so many simple things. First of all, everybody talks about living their purpose, their life purpose.
Yeah.
Your life purpose is not what you do. Let me repeat it. It's not what you do. It's the energy you do it with. It's who you're being, not what you're doing.
Yeah. I like that distinction.
It's a very, very clear one for sure.
Yeah. Well, as you're talking, I'm putting pieces together in my own mind about the creativity that goes in, or just kind of the parallel experience of the creativity process and discovering your life purpose process, or that experience of living your life purpose. I'm so curious for you, when you think about creativity, what does it mean to you to be creative?
Well, we breathe creativity, that's all life is about. We're in the constant state of creation.
Yeah.
Constant. The universe is constantly changing, organic expansion, always in motion, always moving that way. And, when you think about your life, you think about even this evening, what you're going to do this evening, what you're going to have to eat, where you're going to eat, who you're going to eat with. You probably don't even have clarity on that yet. You just haven't gotten to that heart. And
Mm-hmm.
so the question then is, well, what are you creating in respect to that?
Mm.
Because creation, okay, you're going to be in one of two places. You're either going to be in creation, or if you take the C out and move it back, you're living in reaction,
Mm-hmm.
right? So take the C out of reaction, put it on the front, and be in creation. Find a solution, because that is what life is about. And the more one learns about who they are and what their purpose is, our focus is about the present moment and the energy that supports our intentions that we're creating.
Mm. Yeah. So how does one discover who they are?
Well, that's a good question. There's a lot of different ways. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but there's some really, you've got to unlearn a lot of things. You've got to have an open mind and be willing to investigate and look at things, because the evidence I've found is overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the evidence, the tools and resources I've discovered that are available to everybody free, those tools and resources are there to use, and they're so powerful that I give 100% success guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't give the 100% success guarantee for fun. Like, it's a real deal, and no one's ever gotten their money back. They've never asked for their money back. Because
Yeah.
when you start connecting to who you are authentically, then the whole game really changes quickly. So I'm in the constant state of creation,
Mm-hmm.
always. There's a word that people use that's pretty disgusting instead of creation, and that word is want. Right?
Oh, okay.
Right? Wanting is a state of being. I'm sitting here wanting something, and I can want forever.
Mm.
I'd rather be in the state of creation. I'm in the process of creating something.
Yeah. So I'm just so I'm following, the want is more of a stationary
It's
existence, and creating is more of an active
it's
participation.
the want is needy, it's passive, uh it's martyrish, you
Mm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
it's weak. Yeah. And being in a state of creation is, hey, what's beautiful about it is we all are, whether we like it or not, our lives are changing. See?
Sure.
So, but at least, like, yeah, hey, I'm in creation. So, it's there's a number of different words that I teach my clients to use and ones not to use, because it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The words are powerful and important and help us move
They
through
contain
things in life.
they contain energy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Now,
And they energize you.
yeah. So I'm curious, what are your energy inspiring words that you use for yourself?
Well, we all have 7 energies that flow through us.
Okay.
Okay. And these are the 7 levels of truth that I wrote about in my book that's on Amazon. And they're divine compassion, divine creation, divine order, divine healing, divine authentic self-expression, divine truth, and divine power.
Mm.
Each of those flows through a different chakra. Each of those carries its own distinct energies.
Mm-hmm.
Each of us has all 7 of these, but we have them in different proportions. No
Mm.
2 people are the same energetically.
Mm-hmm.
This is the snowflake effect,
Okay.
right? This is the uniqueness. And the
Yeah.
more you can hone into this energy, then you're honing into your authentic self,
Mm.
because the day you die, this energy leaves.
Mm-hmm.
This is who you are. The milk carton stays, but that leaves. And so it's about honing in. And what happens is, when we're born, because we have life lessons, and there's the boundaries of our ignorance are so tight, it's laughable. And we're just in this massive game of survival.
Hmm.
trying to figure stuff out and fit in and blah 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 blah. It's all about survival. So we really get way off track.
Hmm. Yeah. So the seven, what did you call them? Lessons?
Seven divine gifts.
Divine gifts?
Yeah,
Those are your energy words
everybody
or
has those.
phrases. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
with those, okay, I'm sorry, with those, that's how I got on that. With those, uh, we have different amounts of that energy. My primary energy in of the seven is authentic self-expression, which is bringing people light bulb moments and giving them a new way of look at a new perspective, either
Yeah.
through the written or spoken word. Okay,
Okay.
um, and so the words that go with that are to build, power,
Hmm.
enhance, teach, expand, enlighten.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because you can't describe enlightenment because enlightenment's a state of being.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like
so
love.
fascinating.
It's like love. There's only two emotions.
Okay.
There's only two emotions. That's it. There's
All
love and
right.
fear. Love and fear.
That it's a very interesting distilling down the of the energy that we experience and how it manifests.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious, it sounds like you work with many people in coaching and helping them discover their life purpose and experience. And I imagine you come up against some challenges, maybe with clients or in your own life. What are some of the more creative challenges that you've experienced? And then how do you work through, or how do you face or navigate these challenges?
Well, what would be an example of it? Would this be a difficult situation? Is this what you're talking about?
That's whatever you consider to be a challenge or something
Yeah,
when someone bumps up against a block
I don't.
or
I see. I don't have any of that anymore.
mm, mm-hmm.
Right. So there's some tasks that I'm going to do. Some of them are bigger than others that I need more clarity on.
Yeah.
And based on when I get the clarity, how I plug them into my schedule. Uh, it, I live from the side of empowerment and creation. So, like there's only one thing wrong with the universe. There's only one thing, and that's your perception of it.
Okay.
That's it, right? Everything in the universe is perfect. And when you start understanding and looking at energy that way, and understanding that it's a constant state of creativity,
Mm-hmm.
constant, 24/7.
Yeah. Does that ever get exhausting to be in a constant state of creating and creativity?
Well, you're doing it for one reason or another, period. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
it, trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So you just don't have any choice. So, no, it doesn't change. Or you're doing it to expand. You can't stay static. It's not possible.
Mm. So when you work with clients and they experience challenge or fear,
Yeah.
how what are some of the ways that that they work through those experiences or navigate them with you?
Well, great question. The first thing I do is take somebody through a very thorough empowerment assessment.
Mm,
Okay. And I'm an absolute expert at this. Find a whole list of things that's standing in their way, blocking them and holding them back. We want to see what's there. We want to know it's true.
mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I don't want any BS. We're going to fix this, right?
Sure.
So once we've done that, then I get them and we look at their life lessons.
Mm,
And we're able to see how their life lessons and all the struggles that they have because of their life lessons fit in
Mm.
with this list we've already done. And all it's like, oh, a lot of things on that list will get eliminated if you make this choice instead of that choice. Look at it, it's right there. Boom,
Mm.
they have that information. Then we
Mm-hmm.
look at the energetic quadrant of their divine gifts. I'm able to give them their exact energetic DNA percentages. And this is the first time that someone truthfully really understands that they're connecting with their authentic self,
Mm.
because
Okay.
they can feel it. They read it and they just like, yeah, they so connect with it. But when they connect with it, they connect with it from the inside. uh and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, like, and the moment you touch the state of authentic self-expression, where you
Mm.
really, you're not just talking,
Mm-hmm.
you're speaking authentically. There's a huge difference when the moment you touch that. It's like, Katie, bar the door, let's get as much of that stuff as we can get, because it's just good all the way around, period.
Yeah.
There's no convincing, there's no arguing, there's no this, there's no that. It's just,
Would you mind explaining a little bit about what that authentic self-expression looks like, feels like, for people who may not know or have experienced something like that?
well, I can tell you what it isn't right off the bat.
Okay.
Okay, guaranteed. It isn't anything that would be defensive in any nature.
Okay.
There's nothing there to protect. There's no defensiveness. So what
Mm-hmm.
it is it's like when I speak, I'm not here to convince you. I'm just stating some truths
Mm-hmm.
and moving through them. You're coming back with some questions about them. I'm just giving you truths. I'm not giving you emotions around them. I'm not like, there's no pitch going on here.
Mm-hmm.
These are facts.
Mm.
So this is what it's like. It's like you're listening to someone who's speaking pure truth.
Mm-hmm.
And all one has to do is look at the vibration of everything that I speak about, and you can scientifically prove that it's true.
Mm.
So, so there's a knowing that goes with it, a knowing, the fact that you're contributing something from a place of love for the benefit of all involved, regardless of the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and doing it, with total trust. I don't have faith. This is
Yeah.
100% trust. So uh, there's an energy with it that I know you can feel. It's different.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for explaining those pieces. I'm curious, 30 years ago, what inspired you to start this journey for yourself?
Misery.
Misery. All right.
There's a whole long story behind that, but I was miserable. I
Yeah.
actually, I actually thought I was crazy because life didn't make sense to me. It never did.
Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it just made no sense at all to me. And I had so much intuition and wisdom mixed with the insanity of survival that I was living in. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it it was nuts. It was nuts, for
So
sure, for sure.
was there a single moment or just the culmination of all of it that you were inspired to move in a
There was
different
a moment,
direction?
uh, you know, it was 2 days after Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a relationship. The woman had a son, and he said something, and I snapped, and I grabbed him by the collar, and I had him up against the wall. And he was 13, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this voice in my head was like, Bill, this is not you. What the hell is going on? Something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
I let him go. I didn't say that. I just went upstairs and sat on the bed. And I was clearly in that moment told to go walk out the door and find out why I was miserable.
Mm.
There was, there was,
Mm-hmm.
there was no discussion.
Yeah.
When you connect with the authentic word, I don't care if people call it the word of God, universe, Buddha, call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
There aren't many words there, and they're very clear.
Mm-hmm.
There's no story. Stories only come in our physical life.
So that was the moment that shifted
I I
everything.
walked I walked out the door, like
Yeah.
I just, I just knew that I needed to go find the answer
Mm-hmm.
and was willing to do anything.
Yeah. And sounds like a lot of trust that you could find it or that you're willing
Well,
to go on that journey.
you know, I like to tell people that people uh, do things only because of unwillingness. They're unwilling to live a certain way any longer.
Uh-huh.
It isn't a willingness for what you're going to have because you don't know what you're going to get. It's just not being able to, like, I just can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
in your life today, who or what inspires you to keep going, to keep doing what you're doing?
Wow. My life is so full.
Mm.
Um, I've been 4 years. I live in an RV. I've been driving around the country. I've got 4 different coaching programs during
Mm.
each month. Um, I'm doing speaking. I've been doing a lot of podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Real like people are just oblivious to this, and it's so simple and it's so true.
Mm. So really
So
inspired by sharing this work with people.
if I wasn't doing this, I'd be doing this. Yeah, it isn't something that's even has really even been thought about.
Yeah. Well, that speaks in my mind to alignment with purpose, that there isn't a
Mhm.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a privilege to to do what I do and to see how quickly and massively people's lives change. It's like,
Mm.
whoa, it's crazy, so
Yeah.
fast. Because once they have, everybody needs their own blueprint because everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they have it, then I show them how to stay in the guidepost. It's like one fellow said, he came to one group coaching session, was at the second one 2 weeks later. And I started with him and I said, so what awareness did you have this week? He was like, man, the only way I could describe it is miraculous.
Mm.
Be- because your awareness is so clear and your choices are so profound and the changes are so immediate and
Mm-hmm.
big. Uh, and it's so easy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you just do this. Wow. You know,
Well, for people who are looking to find that authentic life purpose or authenticity or find creativity in their life, how would you encourage them to do that?
well, if you want to do it on your own, get a copy of my book because everything I use in my coaching is in the book. The
Mm-hmm.
7 Levels of Truth, The Direct Path to Your Life Purpose on Amazon. Or if you want to take the fast track, um, then you can go to speak2bill.com and fill out an application and get on my calendar. And we'll just have a chat.
Nice. That's
Yeah, I mean,
it's
it
an
is meant
easy
to be.
way.
It's meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been enlightening to hear your journey and the pieces of your program that you've shared. And I just have one last question. What does it feel like in your body to be creative?
Well, it's freedom.
Hmm.
You know,
Nice.
I ask all of my clients this, ask a lot of people this, what is what's our greatest asset?
Hmm.
What is it? What's our greatest asset?
What's
We all
our
have the
great?
same one. Yeah, we all have the same one. And it's bar children, money, anything. This is our greatest asset.
I don't know. What is our greatest asset?
It's free will and choice.
Oh, yeah.
And if people don't use it,
Mm-hmm.
it comes in real handy with creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
But free will and choice. But people don't live that way. They don't see life that way. They
Mm-hmm.
don't see that yeah.
That there is free will and choice, and they have.
We're the only ones in the universe that we know that have it.
Yeah. Very true. Well,
And
this has just been a delight.
if you take that away, we almost end up like a farm animal. We're eating, we're doing this, it's just whatever. Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway.
But this has been a delight chatting with you. Thank you for taking the time. Are there any other avenues people can follow you or get in touch with you if they would like to learn more about the things that you do? And where can they get your other books as well? Because you said you have 4, right?
3, yeah.
3.
Yeah, I don't have the addresses though for handy for the other 2.
Okay.
If you want more information, you can go to truelifepurposenow.com, truelifepurposenow.com. There's a place in there where you can contact me from there, or go to speaktobill.com and get on my calendar.
Great. Well, I will put all of that in show notes so people have easy access. And thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me. It's been a real pleasure.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks for listening to the Sustaining Creativity Podcast. We'd love to keep in touch, so follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We are at Sustaining Creativity. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. Tag your friends and family so they can listen too. We love to hear from you, so leave your reviews, comments, and questions. Check out our website, sustainingcreativity.com, for upcoming offerings and creativity coaching. Tune in Tuesdays for our next episode. And remember, with creativity, anything's possible.